Surprise go live. Watch. Yeah, look, watch here. 0 and nothing. So we'll wait for people to come in.
With hair like this, I can't be seen. I'll just either hide the face and show the hair.
Ah.
Or hide the hair.
And I'll show what the messages are. Good evening, YouTube.
I'll bit voice from over there. Where? Over here.
You need magic tricks at this point.
Magic tricks.
I'm gonna make one of them paper swans. Origami. Someone's in. Someone's in the house. 2 people are in.
Is this on flute as well?
Good evening, YouTube. Hello, Famalan.
Can't do that. I need a base.
No, you can't. Secret viewing. We have news. We have updates. Evening, David and folks. Lindsay, hello. Good evening, folks. It's the secret man who helps run the channel that no one's ever seen. I'm at his house. Andy Sov, yes, bro. Peace and love.
Good evening.
Look at this. It looks a bit. I need a different backdrop. There's no parliamentary.
Put up, yeah.
So he was in the house. We'll let some people join in. I'm just letting a YouTube family update, just to see what's happening, see how you are. Maybe Matthew wants to speak. Maybe he wants to hide. Where am I? I'm in Sheffield.
Shy Boy's house. Shy Boy McGinty.
The other guy that helps run the channel, we'll call him Pob. Sheffield.
P.O. Box.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to tell YouTube about the donation that we've had from the member in our Facebook group in Sovereign Paralegals. Obviously, some people are on here; they're not members in Facebook, so we have thanked a member who wants to remain anonymous for giving us a donation of about £1,111. I've transferred £1,000 to the fundraiser account, so it was sat in my account 30 hours, 48 hours, and I transferred it to the public account. The total on there now is 1,470 smackaroons. Yeah, we shouldn't really be using money. We don't like using the public printed fiat evil dirty money, but for the time being, until we get some remedy and master how to use bills, negotiable instruments, and the A for V side of things, and we are currently going to have to carry on with this. So 1,470 quid in the kitty, thanks to £1,111 from the member that wishes to remain anonymous. So yeah, that will be put to use. We have a meeting. People are asking in the group when we're going to have the next meeting, so we'll look at early December or maybe mid-Jan, something like that, when it's quiet. People are feeling sad and lonely anyway, so we might get together then, do something. What was you going to say?
It went, but
it was about money.
Yeah, I think it was about money. Oh yeah, about things changing. Yeah, things can change as fast as we want them to change, and you only accept things. It's not this system and how it is. It's only existing because we accept it, and yeah, we all have choice. My particular view is I was looking at the common law stuff and all this legal stuff, and I was also looking at law of attraction, which is law essentially, and there's certain laws that don't matter and certain laws that you consent to, and if you play that game, then you're accepting that, so you can learn other stuff. But what essentially is, we all have choice, and we all are choosing to accept this whether we like it or not. And that's why some people get caught up in studying certain parts of these law things, but ultimately we all have a choice, and they know that, and it's all based on karma and unseen laws, but you see it throughout your life. People getting the just desserts. What goes around comes around. You have to live by certain laws, and they're basically simple, and that's why common law is relevant to all stuff, because it's based on you don't cause harm, injury, loss, or fraud. If you don't, and do unto others what you want done to yourself. Everything you do to and for another, you do to and for yourself. So yeah, and we need to start fixing up. And like I say, I looked at loads of stuff, and I didn't see any answers. And then I saw Venus Project and resource-based economy, and I watch a lot of like automated stuff.
Look at the camera.
A lot of automated stuff, videos on automation, and then when you see that, you think, Christ, we are proper slaves, you know, so we can choose to change this,
Proper
this system
slaves.
and automate stuff. 50 years ago, there were just one member of family at work, that had work, and that'd be enough for a family to survive. So why now, as two parents got to go out, leave the kids at stake to manipulate and program? Oh, and I forgot to mention, I realised that we're actually, a baby is a blank, you know, it can be programmed in any way to do anything. So what you said, being programmed.
Indoctrination,
yeah,
education.
and they know all this, and they've got a top end, a proper advantage over us. But everything's choice, and you get manipulated into choosing things and making decisions.
Fear.
Yeah, so like some people think they've got to go one way on the law system and study the, you know what I mean? But that's still a form of manipulation because you can choose not to accept it. But yeah, so I put things to a test because my theory is if you've got choice, if we're all born with the ability of choice, yeah, you can choose to accept things or not. And sometimes when you don't accept things, there is consequences possibly, like a massive corrupt system. And I've just blanked them. I just cut all ties with everything. They started sending me letters, and I've just ignored everything from then. Proper ignored it all. And they say you shouldn't ignore it because of all this dishonour. But when you find out they've deceived you from birth, everything's dishonour. They're always dishonourable. So someone who's dishonourable can't tell you you're dishonourable. You know, you're in honour. So I've blanked them. I don't have to talk to them. No contact is no contract. They're sent bailiffs. I don't answer the door. You know, simple as that. So they can never ascertain if I live there or not. You see, and that's the key. People get in contact with them and try and act thingy, quote stuff and whatnot. And the only bit of information they take is he lives there or she lives there, and then they come even more pestering. But yeah, I get some letters and some whatnot. Knocks at door. Got one at about 6:30 in the morning once. I'm in Bath and I just let him knock for it. If they've got power to enter, they can enter. Do you know what I mean? And then you find out they ain't, and it's all fear and intimidation. So we need to just, lose fear. But accept there will be consequences. I accept that something might happen, but it's been about 3 years. Don't pay council tax, you know. Pay gas and electric because they can get in, but everything else I don't pay because I don't see. I can see. I have a different belief, and it's a lawful stance. Now I've seen the possibilities. We shouldn't be living like this. The only way we could be living like this is due to the fact that we're slaves. So whether you like it or not, think it or not, believe it or not, you are a slave to the money system. And get rid of that. Just automate everything, and But high standards of education, and you need to educate everybody about this. And yeah, things will change. The way we're conditioned to buy different cars, everything, all sorts, changing cars all the time, buying different phones. The only technology we're given is the technology that can profit some people at a top higher level. Anything else is, ask yourself, what's the point of technology? It's something that's supposed to benefit man, yeah? So why are all these other technologies held back and withheld that would benefit mankind?
Hydrogen, H2O,
all sorts, medical ones, everything. You know, it's because we're not worthy of it because we're slaves. We're fucking little farmyard animals to them. So I'll hand over for Dave for a minute because I've had a little rant. I thought I'd be shy, but yeah.
Educated, Andy.
I'm stealing his oxygen.
Shut up. Nah, this is the other guy that helped with the YouTube channel in the beginning that doesn't like to get involved. He's
just
quite a
shy.
private person. He's very shy. Andy, we're not having her at your house. No, respect, boys, at your yard. Privately, we are schooled, not educated. Yes, Mark Twain. Never let schooling get in the way of our education. Aha.
Gandhi, never be careful who walks their dirty feet through your mind. That means essentially careful who's programming you from afar and getting you to make decisions that you think you're making, but you're not.
Who's speaking, me or you?
Sorry, you.
You're speaking too much. Shut up in your face. It's bad. Sorry.
Some people say I've got gills behind my ears.
Help me. It's a good job. Yeah, I just thought I'd go live because I'm in Sheffield and with my brother here, and I wanted to tell YouTube about the donation, that we're at the 75% of the way to the target of the £2,000. So that will be enough to have a meeting at Christmas and a good knees up, won't it? Eh? Wow. No, we're not spending £2,000 on the Sovereign Paralegals Christmas party, but. The trust and equity workshops, they're going well. We're getting good feedback about Richard Ansar, about the courses, the layout, the structure, the actual content. Somebody's came in. This is good news for you all. Good news for me. I was buzzing for 3 days. I'm still buzzing now. Somebody said they'd been in the group for 3 months. They've got a private project of which they're looking at for a client. The local council is applying for certain sanctions and reservations on a private establishment. This private establishment is fighting the council. The person, the man, the woman, the brother, the soul that's come into the family 3 months ago has found out about trust and equity. They have been dealing on a legal issue for about 9 months, I think they said, maybe a year, and they haven't had any resolve or remedy or any forward progress with regards to moving forward with the council and getting the council off the back and going back to having a private establishment, of which is no danger of being sanctioned by the local arm of the government, namely the council. So when they've been in the group 12 weeks, I've since spoken to them, and they thanked us for bringing the words trust and equity, substance over form, the maxims of equity, what equity does, only aids the vigilant. It doesn't involve a mass amount of superior knowledge, like we explained the trust. When people say, but we don't use trust and trusts aren't for us, and well, when you have a babysitter and you take your child's safety and you put that in the hands of another, so someone comes to your house, your private dwelling, you let them in, you explain to them that you and your husband are going out, and there's a child to be looked after. You're going out for X amount of hours, you're going to be back at a certain time, these are the rules that you expect to be followed, these are the caring instructions for the fruit of your loins. And then you and the husband would go out. Notice I'm putting it in the woman's perspective, because it's the woman that ultimately deals with this, and is the mother, the caring one. So she's got the most responsibility, is the connection to the child. So the mum has to oversee all this, and the mother puts a trust into the hands of another stranger through contract. But it's not so much a contract. The two bodies, the flesh and blood child, flesh and blood parents, flesh and blood babysitter have come, private capacity, no commercial public contracts, and a trust is set up. There is money paid for the services, so the babysitter is the trustee, because the parents entrust the property of what they've put in, which would be the res, organic matter res. But even so, the settlor, the family, have appointed a trustee to look after the child. So that's a basic, very simple way of saying you do use a trust, and trusts are relevant, and they can be many and various. So this guy has come in and said thank you for that. He's gone back to the board of trustees at this private club, and said that he's found another legal way of which to rebut the council's claims and demands upon the constraints of the operation of this private place. So it's a good evolution of what we're doing. I can't sit here and concisely recite everything about the Gilbert's trust law summaries and think books and the civil procedure rules, and not like we can with the statute, act, code, common law. That's been a good 18 months hard slog every day, researching and bringing that up to speed and revising the notices, documents, and the way that we talk, the language, and the phonetics. The etymology itself was a massive, excellent, long, deep adventure, and now you've got to cognise the stuff that we bring to you, that we're bringing to the table, the way that Serge and I have engaged the bailiffs, agents of, not so much bailiffs. They do say that they're of the bailiff breed, but we know they may be in the uniform and attire of the said bailiff, magistrates, magistrates court appointed, but they may be wearing that suit, but they haven't got the hat on because they haven't got the authority. They may look like that, they may have everything to do with the appearance of, but when you question and you ask for, and quite rightly so, when they come into the and they're in the, operating coming into your dwelling, and they're wanting to enter privately under contract, then you question this, and you often find out there's no case to answer. So things are going really well. We've got the HHO job, experiment going. That's been really, really well. How can I put it? Really, really exciting, and getting to grips with it and putting it into practicality and seeing how it actually works, what it does on the engine, the output, the gains, the possibilities there. We've bought the domain Eco Carbon Solutions, so it would the site hasn't been built, but the domain name's been bought. So Eco Carbon Solutions is what we're going to be calling the venture. We're testing out various manufacturers' designs. We're looking at litres per minute. We're looking at splitting hydrogen and having hydrogen and oxygen, seeing all the different schematics on the market, what people have got good reviews for, and how the systems are set up, and anybody that's come forward with advanced designs of the delivery of the hydrogen and the oxygen, DPF filters. We've done market research on who's offering services at the minute, looked at the pricing of it all. It's still in its infantile stages, so it's a good time to be involved in the rebellion for law, the peaceful disobedience, the mass disobedience of which we are aiming to to educate you all on, without being accused of domestic terrorism charges or inciting anything. What we do is tell you the cutting edge truth up to the minute, options of which we see are available, the viable options, the new discoveries, the new trust technology. We always credit the people that have come along and helped us along the way. This donation of £1,000 is is 11/11 as well. When I actually saw the amount, and I remember talking to a member who asked me for my bank account details about 8-10 days before the donation hit my person's account. I did send the bank account details and sort code, because I know myself, if you send them details, they can't take any money out. They can only use it for depository function. So when the money hit a few days after I'd got my servitude, bonus entitlement, I was confused, and then I messaged that said member and said, by any chance have you given me 1,111 quid? They just put a thumbs up on Facebook Messenger, and I was like, we need to discuss this. So I've had a big chat with that member. I cannot be bought. I did say on the phone that the direction with regards to the two-tier system that we've found, the public and the private side, it is going to be going ahead. We are going to push ahead with that. We are still going to get the private platform online, which is going to be a point of when, not if, because we've got the funds and the money to get this private domain built. The forum, Richard Ansar's already built through the Wealth Education Guardian side of his platform, access for the 7-day free trial. Myself and Serge have talked about getting involved with some of the admins if they're available, doing debtor creditor videos and going really deep down into that side of things, because it's common knowledge that the debtor creditor, how we work it, if the man is the creditor, the straw man is the debtor, how you would use these instruments as opposed to the fiat currency monetary system, and going bankrupt and things like that is actually something that should be of common practice and acceptable, but it isn't. It's not of common practice and it's shunned. But when there is no money and there is no gold, and we've only got promises to pay, all the corporations are bankrupt. This is hitting home. This is getting on with the straw man issue. These two things are what people need to understand: money and status.
These are part of the enslavement things. I was just thinking then as they were speaking, and
hide it away.
So I smoked Golden Virginia. It's all part of it. To learn all this law stuff. It's another part of this distraction stuff, to distract you from the true knowledge that you don't need money system anymore. All these laws and all this,
Currency, it's
stuff
currency because it's not
is
backed. It's not money.
It's due to the money system and
It's
the
currency.
you know, now we've got the technology to get rid of it. The money system was just an invention, and other inventions come and go. Why has this one stayed? Because it lets people cling on to power, manipulating the masses. That's where you get these 1% and stuff, and that's why you get them quotes. I care not who writes a nation. Let me control a nation's money, and I care not who writes their laws, because them laws mean nothing. They're just distractions. Got you running
They're
around.
Not laws, the codes. They're not laws. The codes.
The codes. They're just tricks to get you running around, chasing your arse. You know, to try and play a game that you're going to lose because it's corrupted.
Monopoly.
If it were fair, you know, you'd be taught it in school. So you wouldn't need to wake up and go, oh. You'd be awake from the start.
I'm at the age of majority.
I'm fucking 40
No
odd years
swearing.
old.
Sorry about swearing. It's no. Sorry.
I brought up with four older brothers that swore quite a lot, watching football and such things as, and also... But yeah,
money,
so we're all adults. There's worse things happening in the world than me. A little bit
I
of
know,
thinking, but yeah, I'm just saying. So
my mum watches
pictures
this.
just took.
My mum watches it.
But yeah, you all watch Hollywood, so you get effing and jeffing in that. So don't, you know what I mean? Complain.
I know, but I know what I'm like.
But yeah, I'm just saying.
Respect, sovereign at all times.
But yeah, so I see a lot of this as distraction, part of the big distraction, and. Like I say, watch automation, look at Jack Fresco, because he can explain it better than me. I looked at loads of stuff, and everyone points out problems, but with no solutions. And some people have said it's communism, but it's not. It's communism exists.
Fascism, communism.
And communism is just same as capitalism. And capitalistic fascism, and so all the others, they're all a product of the same people that control the money system. Because that's what I mean. It's the ultimate. It's the handcuff. We're all chasing his tail. We just need access.
The God.
You know, how many people who use YouTube and all these things, you know, actually know how all that technology works? It just happens around them. You know, so we don't need to. And think about your governments. Think about all people in job centres that I drive a lorry and donkey for a living, yeah. And they try to get me to do 7 days, but I say no. I refuse to. I do 5. Basically, there's probably 4 people in job centre, or even there's many people in job centre that could do my job. So I could actually, if money was eradicated and we started switching over to, this is what people need to be talking about and thinking about and coming for solutions, because unless you start talking about it, you're not going to point out problems and try and find solutions. But yeah, the transition from getting rid of a money system, I see as but governments won't do it. But yeah, people could do 1 day a week, as long as there were access there. As long as all the access centres are already there, they're called shops, you know, and the distribution networks are already there, yeah. And people have forgotten that we, over the centuries, have built everything you see around you has been built by us, and it's all ours.
Our forefathers.
They've just blagged us to forget that it's all ours.
The Shire
That's
folk.
why your council sell off land left, right, and centre.
And build
That's
what?
your land.
And what do they build on
That's
it?
your land.
Houses.
They build houses that you can't afford, and they sell them to people that are rich and can afford them. They're creating divide and all this, and you know, nothing's equal. Nothing. It's just ridiculous. Look at communist countries. There's no equality there. You know, they've all got banks and they're controlled. They were just experiments to see which is easiest to control human beings. That's all it is, an experiment. You know, is it easier to let them pretend they're free but really manipulate them like they do over here? You know what I mean? But or is it just easier to just say fuck up, do what you're told, like a dictators do? Do you know what I mean? And they're all experiments. But the one they don't seem to want to let happen seems to be the one that, you know, like I say,
Leaders Project.
Central computer, no government. It's just technology helping people, but technology, proper technology. Someone said about Ubuntu or something, some African phrase or something that means if it's not good for everyone, it's not good for everyone. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's what you'd have. You'd have access centres. And what just think about, people talk about this 1%, yeah? How many times do you see the 1% anywhere? Yeah, they're nowhere to be seen. We're the ones running all this stuff. It's like a self-running farm. It's a farm where they, you know what I mean, they just manipulate themselves and they just, you know what I mean, we can just seize it all. People just need to no rioting. You just go to work. You just carry on going to work. If you're a truck driver, you go to work. You know what I mean? We own all Tesco's and all that. That's our property. They just blagged us to think it's not. Corporations of non-entities, you see. Humans exist. Humans have dominion over this world, not corporations, non-physical entities. Yeah, we just work in them and slave in them and that, but that's all ours. We can seize a factory. Everyone that works in Tesco's could seize a Tesco's. You get what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Everything's a choice. Just remember things like that. You know, studying all this stuff, chasing your tails. Change face at planet in 10 years. Kids starving and dying in Africa.
America's over there saving them now.
You know what I mean? People say about Europeans coming over here. With the European Union, we should have just, whoever's got best standards, everything should have equalised. So anyone could go anywhere within Europe and have same standard of living. Obviously, if there's one sector where it's easy to, you get more benefits and stuff, people are going to go there. But that's another subject. Just ranting. But no, main thing is, that's my belief now. I know what's possible, and that's a lawful excuse, and that's a lawful excuse not to. Why should you pay for stuff that rain falls all the time if you're not going to harness it and make it available? So we've got access to it when we're paying money and taxes to pay for that stuff. And like all the gas lines, the pipelines, the electricity lines...
They're all paid for.
They sold them off.
Anyway.
We paid for them. We sweated and people died building these buildings and these infrastructures and these national grids and everything.
That's a creditor.
It's ours.
Gold
it's
Act.
all ours.
We're all bankrupt. It's all paid for.
Who's the Queen's landlord? We are.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. No,
We
what
are,
are you doing?
and we pay them taxes as well. So we're their landlord, but we pay their rent.
And they get benefits.
So hold on.
Benefit frauds.
Why do we pay our landlord's rent? Why shouldn't our landlords pay us rent? Because it doesn't work that way for us. Jesus Christ.
It's got a unique mind.
You know,
like
it's just choice. You know, but at the end of the day, it's bullies and gangsters, and that's it.
Big Barry.
People
Big
act
Barry.
tough against a fella man. You know, I listen to some people. What's he say? You'll have a fight with a guy on a Friday night or something, but you won't fight with a guy in a suit and tie that sends your kids off to die. So just remember things like that.
Gangsters wear suits, not chains.
But it's easy. You can just start just doing for yourself. HHOs, learn how to build them. There's plenty of loads of if you know any plumbers or you can run your houses off them. That gas, water's everywhere, and you can run your houses off and meet them.
No, you're going to visit my website and have a look.
Yeah.
And then we're going to teach
no,
you.
I'm saying you can come to Dave's group and thingy. Like you say, I have different views slightly to Dave, or just different, yeah. I'll just... Sick of seeing this dodgy world and kids dying, and that's the main thing, kids dying, that pisses me off with this world. And now I've seen that there's answers. You can give charity all you want, but it's just wasted,
Bake cakes and run marathons for cancer cure. Yeah.
There's already cures there, there's already answers there and solutions. But Jack Fresco, he designed whole cities and everything. I've not seen anybody put forward any ideas like that. And, you know, yeah, he weren't very religious or spiritual.
Explain who Jack Fresco is.
Jack Fresco is it's the Venus Project. It's a resource-based economy. The source of all the world's problems is due to the money system and the people that control it. And the sooner you get rid of it, you know, you needed technology to get to here, money system to get to here. And then once you got technology to, you know, you drop that because it's just an invention and you progress. You know, you can change face at planet.
The ancients
He's designed cities. It's all based on education. His universities, hospitals at centre, all transport. The guy did a lot, and he died 101 year old. Rockefeller died 101 year old, and look what he did for the world and what he did. It's a new world order. What I'm talking about, total new world order, but it's totally different to the subservient, dirty slave one. What you're heading towards, and trust me, I think automation's coming. Yeah, and when you're a slave. Yeah, if the plantation master can get some machinery to do what you're doing better, faster, more productive than you,
no sick days,
what do you think that slave master's going to do? He's going to kill that slave. So that's what's coming for future for your kids. It's just choices. Everything's choice, and people need to start talking about these kind of things. Because if you like he used to say, if you like what he says, tell people, because nothing will change. But it is. Coupled with that is choice. There's stuff in Bibles. You know, but in all religions,
Jack Fresco.
and there's certain laws, and you've just got to protect you. And it is brotherhood, and what you do to other people is
Common
you do
unity.
to yourself. So if you
Unity.
fucking act like a twat to people, you're doing it to yourself. So it'll come back on you. But yeah, that's they know how to manipulate this stuff. That's why their game is just what were it? HBO, Amazon, and something else. I can't really remember how many billion just for 1 year's programs, and literally programs to program, and you keep you distracted. There were so many billion they were going to spend, on these like new series of such bullshit as, and also and such things as, but just think, kids starving in the world. You could feed how many tummies? How many tummies could you feed with that money? So there's no need for starvation. He's just automate everything.
It was all about Jack Fresco.
You declare, Jack Fresco. He said you declare all the world's resources common heritage, so everything's everybody's, and people want access to relevant education. Do you know? You should watch his videos. There's a few videos to watch. Jack Fresco
on that playlist.
Paradise of Oblivion will work for free. It's all about things that can be automated. So yeah, there's no need for us working all these hours and just.
Dying on the way to work.
Yeah, you only live once, and you don't. When you're young, you don't realise how quick it starts to go. Do you know, as you get older and you feel, you know what I mean? And that time's finite. You know, you'll never die. Your body only that body. You just get out of the body. You carry on. But point is, that experience of life, that ride, is very short. And we should be out doing things what man should be doing: canoeing, swimming, climbing. You know, thinking. Creating everything you see around you that's not, green and something else. It's come out of somebody's head. It's come from inside the human mind, and then it is created. All the machinery, the factories, you know. So, but watch his stuff, his speeches. He's a proper dude.
Get your joint sparked up, fella. Comfort, roll up.
It's not a joint, it's a roll up, that. It looks like one, because I used to smoke Barry McGuigan,
Lock him up, spot on, hello. Gemstone University, cover big topics, also a great YouTube channel. Yeah, I've got Andy Sovereign Smith, I think, from there. We've done some of their reports. They are very insightful. They are clever people. We love them. Research, Andy Sov.
I'm just a man.
Jesus Jones. Weren't that a band in 90s, Jesus Jones?
I think so. Don't believe anything I say. I'm just a man. Go and have a look. But when I heard him speak and some of the stuff, the way he looks at things, and I thought, that's right.
I'm not coming down death.
It is. It's yeah. We can change stuff, but like I say, people get locked up, and you know, that's consequence, isn't it? But it's still choice. That's why people don't. They get scared. They think I might get locked up. I might lose my house. Oh yeah, that's what we're going to say. All this finance you're getting, all this status stuff that you try to keep up with Joneses and keep up with next man and try and be better than next man, superiority and all that bollocks. Bling bling.
Language. Sorry, it's very.
Bling bling. They're adults. They know what they know what they've heard worse.
My mum will watch this. She was like,
she'll heard worse.
I know, yeah.
I'm sure. But yeah, so it's just yeah. I forgot. I've lost my role now.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right, but no.
You said bollocks. It's a load of bollocks.
It's some strange stuff, but stuff needs to change fast. Peacefully, don't get me wrong. They want riots.
You can't riot.
They want riots and everything.
Tiananmen Square man, he had his shopping bags with him.
They do want us to riot. Why do you think they're pushing us? Do you know what I mean? Why do you think they manipulate systems?
No one's doing anything. Everyone's sitting at home watching TV, on the phone,
yes,
on
that's
Facebook.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They're questioning, they're following people that haven't got the whole truth. They're not getting the actual grip on the straw man, the statuses, the public, the private, the liability, the language.
That all disappears when we choose for it to disappear.
Officers, constables, G4S.
I don't want thing. I want to see a peaceful. I just want people to
Schools
realise what's possible, and then just go. Everyone
you.
Collectively go. Why aren't we doing that? Because that'll solve that problem. And when all they try and do all their manipulate, you know what I mean? They're like, no, we're going to automate everything. You know, you're not putting us all out of work, because automation does put people out of work and creates hardship and suffering in a money system. But if there were no money system there, that automated factories and stuff like that would free people up to do what they want to do in their spare time, dancing, whatever, martial arts, weightlifting, running, thinking, building stuff, whatever. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're not hurting nobody. But most of the aberrant behaviour and dodgy stuff is because, in a money system, you're going to get people stealing.
Because they haven't got.
It's like if people want to take fish from a river and you say, oh, you can't do that, it's illegal. You've got to supply them with some kind of food then. Otherwise they're going to break that law, and if they're hungry, and take fish.
No, I want to speak a minute. So the point is, then the money system is going to crumble. It is going to come to an end. The petrodollar is what they're after with regards to the tax and the revenue and how much money is incurred in the military expense with the petrodollar, how much diesel, how many millions of gallons that they consume. Not let alone the cost of war itself, but just the fuel. The monetary system is a perpetual debt. You know about the fractional reserve banking and stuff like that. We've covered that. Hold it. You know about the central bank system, and you know about the currency then, because it's currency. It is currency because there is nothing backing it, so there's only promises to pay. Money is backed by something of value, so it's going to crash. So what do? Do we sit here and wait for our government that loves us and cares for us as citizens, dead entities of persons, employees with personas and masks, and let them propose what's going to happen? Or should we perhaps construct and devise and plan for a manageable, resource-based, fairer future, not necessarily in our lifetime, but for our children? This is something that
ecologically based.
Ecological and economical. It's resource. Yeah. So this is going to happen maybe in our lifetime, the crash of the markets and the economy, or it may be in our children's lifetime. But we need to, as a race, start to raise our consciousness and have less faith in the alleged authorities, organisations, institutions, and some of the most dangerous people I would classify on this planet that are going to harm you are agents. We've covered agents and agency relationships. I'm still learning and understanding about this. I didn't say agents.
I'm joking.
I said agents, an agency relationship. What are the FBI? What are the CIA? Yes, they're American, but they're agencies. I'm using international references because then we'll come back to the Kingdom United Kingdom, and we'll say there are agencies involved in there. You've got lots of millions, not millions, probably tens of thousands of agencies in the Western civilization, and these are controlling agencies that work as on behalf with access in a trust type law system. So agencies, the child support agency, yes, the employment agency, the driver's agency. There are a lot of agencies. They're very powerful relationships for you to have control in your life. So what we teach people, as Matthew has said and gone on about the needing not to know their rules systems, because we live in a natural system and common and governed by our own self-governing people, men and women. But some of you are asleep, so the basic fundamentals have to be covered, so people can make that decision. Do you want to carry on wearing the persona and accepting the public liabilities with the straw man, and not using private money and using the bills of exchange and negotiable instruments and accepted for value, as you should be doing but aren't taught at school? Correct? Yes, they don't teach you because ignorance is no defence, and you need to be at the age of majority.
You won't go along with it. You'd go, what? Why?
It's Roman. I posted some White Rabbit stuff from Inner York, one of our admins, at 1 o'clock this morning in SPLs. If any of you have got access to Sovereigns, and you go in there and have a look at look for the White Rabbit channel, and what was it called now? Simon the Spaniard. It was called something like How to Do Business with Pirates. That's basically what you should classify all corporations on offers of what you would consider a contract, which actually isn't a contract. It's an agreement, a constructed agreement, or you may be finding out that you're in some kind of a constructed trust. Once you start to learn to express this and analyze it, and you can start to look at correcting the relationships, deeper down the line, you can look at ring fencing your property. I explained about a trust with a babysitter and how universally and widespread this is done without any need for a court, a lawyer, any paperwork. It's expressed, right? Let me finish. You get expressed through the blood and the flesh. We make the decisions. We would express that. Myself, Matthew, the babysitter. It's not something that needs special tools, which is why I put the status on the other day of maybe common law court hearings should be held in working men's clubs. I was having a chat with Matthew the other night, and I put on the Facebook group, let's have an idea here of a daydream type scenario. How would that go down? Would a working men's club full of a mixture, a demographic of ages, races, different types of working class people make a better and suitable environment for judging people rather than in a corporation, as we've got it now with a black robe and a justice? Imagine if you had it in a working men's.
Any space.
Doesn't matter about the environment. It's the procedures that need to be followed that make it hold weight. So, we just thought I'd go online and give you an update about the action, about the donations, where we're at, what's happening, what we're thinking. Mandy Media Mogul, good evening. Lots of folk have friends, family, work, mates, neighbours to support and do this with and help and learn together. Many are isolated and alone. Yep, they are true. Brave doing it on their own. So difficult learning from vids and applying. It is, yeah. That's why you need to start local, Mandy, and get in your local community. Put something up in your local cafe. Go to the local, wherever there might be, community centres, schools.
Some people will think you're mental, but talk to people anyway.
Jesus Jones, working men's clubs are full of bitter people. So, Ray, before you say anything, Jesus Jones, you've made a claim. Equality is paramount.
Conditioned.
Yes? So you've made a claim there, and that's quite a claim.
Quite
so
right.
Let's examine that. Working men's clubs are full of bitter people. What do we think?
I think what he means by
real
that,
people.
No, he means
real,
people that read Sun and stuff. I'd say conditioned people. Do you know? There ain't no good or bad people. There's just people that
bitter. He said bitter.
Yeah, that's due to their conditioning. I've got family members that are bloody foreigners. Do you know what I mean? They don't know, but there's control mechanisms and stuff, and they don't. You need study, see, so they're not educated.
They're still asleep.
They're just they're being manipulated. They're not conscious of their manipulation that's been done to them. So therefore, basically, here's an example. I'll give you an example. Right. I found out about different subjects. Basically, I was waiting for an operation for 3 years, and I started looking at stuff and found out that, this is why I don't. This way I've challenged system, and I've thought, hold on, if this is right and I'm right, if I do this should, do you know what I mean? So let's see. So it's been 3 years. I don't pay council tax. I'm not in prison. The people getting attachment earnings and stuff like that. No contact, no contract. So
busy hands.
I don't know lose my train of thought there. So what was I saying?
No contract, 5 years, yeah. Pay council tax, no contract.
No, what were you saying? Oh, I've just forgot. I've gone blank.
It happens on YouTube.
It does happen.
I'm sorry.
It's live. But so what was I saying? No, it is consent.
Well, working men's clubs and people in
the conditioning. Sorry, there we go.
Jones,
yes, here we go. The conditioning. They're all programmed same, so they can't help there. Oh no, that right. I'll give you an example. That was the one. Yeah, I was once trapped in a room with some people, and they were talking about things, and one of them brought up the subject, and some people might say it's racist. What I don't judge people because you don't know it. Everyone's got environment, so people aren't born racist. They're just created that way because of their environment. It's simply the background and their programming. And you're made to think certain ways, so and believed certain beliefs, like people are here to take your jobs and all this lot, and So yeah, I was trapped in a room, and the person was saying about people in poor countries, like where there's no food and stuff. Why do they have a lot of babies? So essentially, that subject is eugenics. And he started to say about that. So I said about crocodiles. I said, well, it's nature. If a lot of your kids die before they're like 3 and stuff like that, you don't know how long if they're going to survive. There's no point waiting until they die and think you're going to have a lot. Like crocodiles, a lot of their young ones get killed, so they have about 40 eggs. If they all survive, just about all of them survived, they just have about 5, wouldn't they, really? So it's just a matter of nature, simple nature, you know, simple, like, obviously. Plus poorer countries, you ain't got the, you know what I mean, you're not going to work, you know, you have to find everything, and so you need more to help, more family members, you have a better, stronger family, you know, you can work. So yeah, he were on about eugenics, and I said, oh, well, that's eugenics. And he goes, what's eugenics? And I said, I don't know, you brought it up, so you're talking about a subject that you don't actually know what you're talking about, you know. So it was just an example of how people are programmed to think something, and they don't actually know what they're saying. So a lot of people's opinions,
first-hand knowledge.
A lot of people's opinions, whether it be racist or whatever, about anything, or about a religion, about any subject, are only based upon the programming that's gone into them, unless they've actually got first-hand knowledge. An example of that would be, you know, have you been? How many people's been electrocuted? You know, if you've been electrocuted, you've got first-hand knowledge of what that feels like. Anyone else has just got, like, you know, a belief of an explanation that someone's given to them. You know, they aren't been electrocuted, so they don't actually know what it feels like. They've been told what it feels like, but they don't know what it feels like. So yeah. But out of a lot of stuff what I've looked at, you realise you don't know nothing. Once you know you don't know nothing, then you can live
real people,
simple.
true, but they are conditioned. See, so he agrees with you. He agrees.
Well, yeah, so don't ain't racist. They're just, you know what I mean. They're just conditioned. They need thinking. But that Jack Fresco, that's another reason why I liked him as well, because he joined his local Ku Klux Klan and he changed the way they were thinking. So they just disbanded after a month. It's like going to your local EDL meeting, and then after a month they all just go, what the fuck are we doing in EDL? What a bunch of knobheads we are, let's go. You know, so if you want to find out how he did that, watch his videos, have a bit of research. But don't believe what we say, anyone says. Go out and have a look. And
due diligence.
You know,
due diligence.
Yeah, but everyone should respect each other no matter what they believe, because you don't know what... We're born blank. If you take a baby... If you took a baby from royal family now and put him in a tribe in Africa, yeah, and took that baby from there and put him in royal family, that little black baby grew up being like a little... Well, but just like them, going, looking down at him, what? You know... It just yeah.
You're a product of your environment.
You are a product of environment, so that's why we need to change the environment, get rid of money system, the slavery, the rules and the how and the what and the who and the trust and the what. You know what I mean? But because trust, there is only one law. There's the universal laws are the ones that mean something, and it's the ones that are governing them. So if you were in a court, you could remind them about them things and remind them that they're on trial. And there's a court, there's an open court always in session constantly for all them that's been studying law. That's what you want to think about. You always remember that there's an always, wherever you are, no matter where you are, there's an open court and the judge is always in session, you know. And that's where you get karma from and stuff like that. When you look at all the different religions, it's all layered in there. It's all there, and it's a universal.
That's why it says this tobacco will kill you.
Yeah, that's why they put tobacco will kill you. It takes away their karmic retribution.
Why does it say that?
Because they've told you, you're happy, you're buying it, boom. So their karma's taken away. You know, and that's why they tell you all this. So people point out stuff in all this Hollywood stuff. It's to get rid of their. They tell you exactly what they're doing to you. They have done since stinging. That's why there's you. That's where because they know since pimping's been pimping. But yeah, they do. They've been doing it. They know that we've got choice. So they've got to get us to choose the wrong shit in the wrong direction constantly, and they pay hard, and they you know, well, they make that money, they get the money off us, and they, you know, use that to
pay for our
bum us, and yeah, we pay for it. We pay for our own enslavement, you know. But yeah, nobody, you don't hear much note about him. You know, Alex Jones, none of them. They're all them. Yeah, Russell Brands, all of them. They're there just to try and get you pissed off, to riot. Because the more they riot, and that's what
Revenue.
I mean. When you riot and damage stuff and property and all that,
Martial
all these
law.
people that are in middle class and stuff, you know, they look and they built this stuff and they're like, oh, they picture you going past their house, smashing their stuff up. So they'll back the police. They'll back more laws and acts and thingy that'll take more rights and shit away from you if you accept it. And choose to accept it, yeah, and then it goes downhill, and then you get your slave and your chippings, and you know the new world order of the other direction comes faster and faster.
Here they come in.
If you just choose to
up.
go to your city centre and have a brew, all different nationalities, religions, and stuff, you know, And when they come and try and stop you, and it's just peaceful. It's like what Gandhi did. Indians do. I've got a lot big respect for Indians and what they did with British Empire. We don't world, and they just went with simple by choosing to disobey. They chose. We went, we're going to smash your shit up if you do that. And they went, well, we're going to do it. You better smash your shit up. And we went, we will do. And they went, I know, you've just said you will. And then they did it, like taking salt from that beach. We said, oh, it's the Queen's salt now. And they went, well, we've been coming here for about 1,000 years, probably more. Don't know how long, but that's salt in your Queen's. And they took the salt and they got a beating. And we went, you'll not come back. Will you not do that again? And they went, I'm coming back tomorrow because I'll need salt tomorrow. And they came and got salt and got a beating, and they just didn't listen. They chose not to listen and just take the consequences, which in that particular time was physical violence to their body. So they chose to potentially die rather than just submit and go, oh, okay. And what did we do? We went, fuck me, they're mental. We just threaten everybody, and they submit, and we force all our shit and laws and blah, blah, blah on them and system. And these fuckers just, but I think they obviously probably enslaved just as much as we are now. But at that time, they did a good job of knobbing us off. Pardon for language.
It's terrible.
Yeah. It's truth. That's what it is. It's the terrible truth. But
the British Empire's a colonial
so
history.
It's just choice. It's choice. So you just go out and peacefully disobey. You just peacefully stop paying things, and you peacefully do things, and you stick together and build communities.
Great answer, Jesus Jones. I had the Lawful Rebellious meet weekly in my local pub. Lawful Rebellions, yeah.
See, I ain't got the thingy.
Wait, shush. See, this is why we don't go on together.
Working 3 days. 3 days.
Where's the comments? Local pub was clicky, so left after one. Meet after they clicky meets done down a whole setting, then left and so nothing causing split divide. Still the split and divide. That's what we can't have. We don't want the split and divide. I've done that for 4 years. The hippie aphids. What's that word? And can't be asked. Just sit in pubs whinging. Hence want to relocate where actives are.
Oh no, you do need to do active things people. Like stop paying your council tax. If you live in rented houses, you stop paying your council tax because you know what you can do. You can't take your house off you. It's not
Market Cross, buy the stocks. 12 good men. Look at this one. 12 good men and some rotten tomatoes. Market Cross, buy the stocks. Who's that? Mandy Media.
No, automation. You need technology. It happens all around you.
Yeah, well, this is it. So there's a lot going off at the minute. Back to the thread then. So that's an update. I'm glad that you've met the man Matthew that has been the silent voice for many years. We had a different channel before. What was that called? That got deleted by. We got reported and we got deleted. What was it called?
We weren't savvy with the rules of YouTube,
I sent Channel 4 an email and said that I put together a proposal and whatever they required for the outlining of a show that would have been with no presenter and would have been given videos from our channel and playing that a bit like RooTube, but Wake Up England, Wake Up Slaves.
Oh,
and then ever since the Channel 4 guys got the media, the broadcasting, I forget his name now, the actual title, it was a long time ago, so the actual, the guy said it wasn't a fitting format, they did consider it, and then we got a lot of heat suddenly after that, and we're at 143,000 views after 6 months, and then we got told to be shut down because we didn't follow certain rules. So this time around we've made sure we adhere to all policy, follow rules, like I've said on videos and disclaimers. We don't give out legal advice. These are for study and education purposes only. You are encouraged to go and get the advice from a legal professional and then get your own books and do your own research. Yeah, and compare and contrast, see and judge the answers. We wouldn't recommend actually going to a court, a dominion, a private place, because you'd sort everything out in the private. Matthew's explained how he's sorting his stuff out in the private and how he believes the no contract consent goes. If you are in a private rented accommodation, it is a different setup to when you're in a council house, because if you're in a council house and you're starting to say you're not going to contract, let's say Another way,
Can
yeah.
I tell them what I
if you're in a
did?
council house and you're not going to contract and you're going to annoy the council, then you're living with them. They're going to turf you out. If you're living in a private residence and you're claiming state benefits and you're not working and you're going to decide no contract, then
I don't claim any benefits whatsoever.
yeah. So
'cause
like
it's begging.
like White Rabbit was saying on the video I watched the other night, he was saying that you need to cut all ties. You need to
you have.
be independent.
It's better to sweat.
Take all your money, take all the currency out of the holdings. Get it out of the bank basically. Take that out. Look at how you would become self-sustaining.
They use your money to kill people.
If you do servitude, they do take the money. The PAYE system and the NI is by default contract that you're gonna, as your national insurance numbers involved, your persons. That is, then that you can't get out of until you become exempt for paying tax. So, or you go into the private work self-employed and then declare your tax and your money income that way as well.
That'd be for karmic get out, because once you find out that your taxes, pay for bombs that kill children, that's on your hands, and that's what I came to. That's one of my opinions. That we have to think about all these things. We fund all these wars. We tolerate them, we accept them. Our choices are resulting in people dying. That's just my opinion, and probably many others. But we fund a lot of this stuff.
Don't pay now, ref bill, lol. Then lost my private conveyance, so it was stolen then. That's because it's registered with the DVLA. Maybe you could need
Just
teaching. Need teaching process not to go to court or lose property.
You don't need to court. They only send you a summons.
Was half in trust, verbal trust. All right, expressed. Still
the only
took
way you
it.
should go to court is if you've been arrested, but you shouldn't never go accept their invitation.
No, she's not gone to it. She wants to learn how not to go to court.
If any of you just put your cars.
Very bad connection.
If you're doing anything with bailiffs, just make sure your cars. If you're worried about your cars, put it in. If you've got close friends or family, proper close, just put it in their name, because you can't take something that's not yours.
Bad connection. Yeah, well, you deal with it all in the private. If you can put stuff into trust then, or let's say ring fence your property, you could use bills of sale, so the DVLA would still have the legal person registered with that. But if you had a bill of sale, that's a quick way of perhaps looking at someone else being the legal title deed holder of the property, and then you could be the beneficiary.
Also,
we can teach you that, Mandy. Don't worry, that's going to come a long way there. And knowledge to the people. Great to see Mary making an appearance. She always gives great advice. Is he on about you?
I don't know. I'm not called Mary. I'm
Alas,
called
69. She always gives good grade. We've got to accept the fact we have been tricked. Simple, but learn by our mistakes.
Mistake's only a mistake if you fail to correct it, and that's what we keep failing to do. But
signals going.
Let's
wrap it up.
They class everything as business. Yeah, so when you realise that certain stuff is none of their business, so you don't have to attend their things.
Mind your own business, will you?
Mind your own business. I don't have no business with you. I don't have no business.
Beeswax.
Everything's contracts. When you step out of the common laws based on the laws that can't be changed and never will be, the court that's always running and in session with the judge judging, the consciousness, God, whatever you want to subscribe to and call it, it's the construct. If you think it's a computer simulation, it's the construct, the consciousness, the Akashic record, whatever, it's always judging. There's certain rules. It is like a program, it is like a computer program what's running, because there's certain that can't be tuned, can't be, like like Sonic the Hedgehog doesn't appear in another arcade game because he's not wrote into the code of that. It doesn't happen. Will not happen. It can't, unless you change, manually. But so it is a bit like a computer. But God, whatever, it can't be changed, and that's why common law is based on that. Because if you live by that, you won't get anything. You know what I mean? You shouldn't. Everyone should be all right, but people don't, and that's been corrupted. Everything's been corrupted due to the money system, because it all means nothing, and it all exists because of the money system. All of it, all the crime, everything, the weird
starvation,
behaviour,
war.
You let a baby just learn it's just what's that? Another video, little baby scientist or something like that. Have a look at that little baby ain't seen no Disney Channel, I'm telling you that for note, I tell thee. But I left school with no qualifications at all whatsoever. Probably didn't even go for the last 2 years. So but I've always had a question in mind. So I don't claim to know nothing about how, but I've kind of trying to recondition myself. But yeah, your subconscious. Look at things like your subconscious brain and how that works and all stuff like that. That's a freak shit. But I've looked at lectures where probably 90%'s gone over my head, and the more you look at it, and things like them subjects, a little bit more you absorb, and you start to get a general gist for certain things what are possible. And I don't claim to be able to build out, but there's loads of technologies out here that could free us up and just once you know what's possible, humanity. You can't go back. And once you're opening your consciousness and your awareness, and you take certain actions. You take certain actions based on information that you acquire and gather. For instance, if you let your kids play outside on front and you found out they were a paedophile or somebody that touched kids, living a few doors, you'd be right cautious to be like, Daddy, can I go out and play? You'd be like, no, stay inside, play on your computer, looking out at window. You know what I mean? So you make choices based on things like that. So gather information, and just remember, most people's got an agenda. Because I can't find them. No, I haven't found nobody really talk about Jake Fresco, and the few people give him little snippets. Russell Brand mentioned. He goes, all he says is, "Sounds like a good idea," and that's it. It's like, what? You have people on your shows, and I even left comments on his what were it? True News. Leave comments. Truth News, whatever it were. Yeah. Truth. And I said to him, all your money. I'm sat here. I've got no money. I ain't got resources to go to Florida. You're always flitting from America to UK to America. Why aren't you gone and done a True News from Venus Project, Florida? Do you know what I mean? Let him give, because he had that, to give such a message. It's because he's obviously got some kind of mechanism behind him, or agenda. Or a lot of people, because they say money, because he's rich, isn't he? He don't want to give away that access. But even the richest people today, technology that benefits mankind health-wise and just every day would evolve so fast. The creativity, right? The money system holds all that back. It stifles it. It just tramples it. Yeah, it creates arrested development. That's what it is. And he don't want to give it up, but he don't know that people would live better. Everybody would live better than the richest Donald Trumps and all these Sultan of Brunei's live now. Everybody would. So because there's no controlling mechanism. People holding big corporations. Even in Second World War, they didn't bomb certain munition factories because they didn't have that produced guns to kill other. The people had money interest in them, so it was like, no, let them churn out guns for sheep and whatnot to kill each other. I'm brought up thinking Nazis are bad, and in World War II we won war. We didn't win war. Everything that Nazi Germany and Hitler wanted, we are living within now.
Papers, please.
Papers, please. Everything. No rights. Oh my God! You just give your rights away. Like, no, sorry. My rights are my rights. I was born with them. They're inalienable. Nobody can take them away or anything. That's why it says "Thou shalt not kill," because you can't touch anyone else's rights neither. So people need to stop being as violent.
That's beer and football.
That's why alcohol's legal and other things aren't. And it's just mental. But conditioning. Don't judge anyone. You don't know what they've, you haven't walked on their shoes. But loads of phrases start to mean sense. You hear all the time. Money's the root of all evil. Blah blah blah. But yeah.
Comments. Let me read. Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up by saying we're run by crackheads. Sorry, we're run by crackheads essentially, because money is it's like crack, and they can't get enough of it, and they're addicted to money and power, and it's their crack, and we need to make them go cold turkey. I'll be saying Guten Tag.
Isn't he lovely? What a pure delight. I'm glad you received him well. He doesn't come out often. Yeah, he's not called Mary though.
I'm me.
And Bob.
Everybody's unique, and everyone should know that.
Knowledge to people, great to see. Yeah, we've read that. They take 30 from benefits, but under grandparental rights, we should say no, stop it and give it back. If on benefits they steal that for admin benefits, yeah, your benefits are subject to what are they now? They're subject to sanctions. You can have them sanctioned because they are benefits, and the citizen and the person under the legal system is only entitled to benefits. You're not being dealt with because you filled in the paperwork and the forms and signed it and gave it your equitable asset and you endorsed it with the signature. Yeah, you've given it the contract that they needed, but you haven't been dealt with as regards to what you're actually entitled to and due. So therefore, you've gone into the legal system. You've used your legal person, but you haven't separated the body from the legal person. So the mask is on, and you're walking around with the strawman mask, and you've signed up and you've gone in with the national insurance and the date of birth and the surname and the legal signature. Yeah, and you're wearing that, so you are assuming all public liabilities. And so wherefore they say that Mr. or Mrs. or Miss owes, you are the one that's going to have to deal with that until you learn how to separate and go, whoa, well, I'm at the age of majority now, and I know that there was a trust relationship set up, my estate, blah blah blah, inheritance, you know, the claim of right, the birthright that you have has been given to the state to be held in trust on your behalf, non-disclosed and all that, yeah. So then you need to start managing it and offsetting, and you know, well, I'm not going to talk about that now. It's just an update about various things, but you know, we know those in the family know. I sent back all documents, was in family member name, DVLA, so stole it as no tax, MOT, insurance or SORN. There you go, was in trust, sold for £1, put in verbal trust, told them, and the crusher yard. Right, so that comes down, Mandy, to having clean hands. If you're going to start using equity, then you need, this isn't an insult, this is real, you know, cutting edge information that people need to grasp. As Serge has said, I've said, Richard has said, Dean, Liam, all my admins and people in Sovereigns, when you go into a new realm and a new area of law, of education, of learning, and you believe and you trust and you go into it, then you need to know all of the, and it's a massive, I'm still learning it now, and I brought it out to you guys with the help of Serge and Richard in 4 months ago. So the equity and the maxims are something you need to pay particular attention to, and then start obviously looking at the different areas of trust and the relationships and the language of it, and then start comparing it and contrasting it. So if you don't have clean hands within, like when we do the 3-letter process and we conditionally accept and then we ask for proof of claim and proof of authority, we are remaining in clean hands there, because we're not refusing, we're not to pay, we're saying we will pay, but first let's have some answers. So that's keeping clean hands, notice to agent, notice to principal, blah blah blah, all of the wording and the layout and the way that we communicate via the notices and the statuses we take. So that is because that has happened to you because you haven't acted with clean hands. You are trying to be vigilant, but the protocols haven't been followed. You can normally still say that private property and argue that, but it's kind of hard. It's like when you don't put an account into dispute and then you have Big Barry at the door, and it's a lot harder to fight it then. You can still do it, but it's just you've got to be careful. Russell Brand bought a building for a drug clinic in Somerset somewhere, I believe. Mandy Media Mogul. Bet the neighbours are happy. Jesus Jones. Jesus Jones. Money is evil. I think Mary is the creator's divine feminine side.
Who the fuck's Mary?
Who's Mary? Yeah, we did mention
like
Mary.
It's
not about
Alice.
Who is Alice? Good evening. Did you mention Mary when you was talking about something?
I don't believe I've mentioned any Mary.
These have maybe mentioned Mary. Knowledge to the people. Great to see Mary making an appearance. She always gives great advice. Have we been hijacked? Is there a ghost? Stop it. Money is Lucifer. I thought entitlement part of our birth bonds.
No, it's just an invention. It's just a tool. It's a technology. It's a technology that needs to fall by the wayside. It's not Satan. It's just controlled by people who may actually worship Satan. I don't. But that's just more distraction. But it's just a tool that we don't need anymore. It's just an invention that we don't need anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That sort of stuff.
Why don't people drive about Why don't people drive about on a horse and cart anymore? Because there's an invention that propels us and gets us about better. So it's not bad or out like that. It's just being used at the moment. A lot of technology that's good for us and to benefit mankind is at the current stage of just being used not for that. You know, it's just being used to mainly technology just gets used against us.
It's aha.
Get away with aha.
Take on me. Come on, do it.
No, I've never been doing a take on me subconscious. I've got it going through my subconscious though now.
Take
need to do that on a laptop so you can read that writing. I can't read it.
Sorry guys, just playing with camera effects.
It's I don't know. I've got a file that I'm compiling and I'll produce it. But there's some funny things that happen in the system when you ignore it. If anybody knows, if you can find out if a certain house made a vote, we are breaching data protection. If there's some kind of place where you can go, give us a shout because I want to know, and that'll be a further story. But we're
wrapping it up, guys. Oh, it's like when you've had
it's a story of epic proportions. It's a story of epic proportions.
What is it?
The letters that came, the vote, it's something to do with voting hormonals, and we don't need enough of that. People don't need to see that. Yeah. But just remember, everybody's unique and never to be repeated ever again. So remember,
I'm unique.
Everybody's special. It's all about me, and you're another me. So. Fix up, look sharp, and it don't mean how you're looking on your clothes and dappered on. It means fix up and look sharp at the world that you're living in, because it's not what you think you're living in.
Reality is an illusion, is it not?
Well, it's what we create. And at the moment, we've created a 8-bum hole.
Stop saying them words.
It proper needs its arse wiping. That's what the world needs.
Nanny state.
Everybody's suckling on the tea of the nanny state. They don't change because something might happen. Well, tough shit.
It's going to happen.
When you make some choices, stuff happens. And, look at. I don't think there'd be many black people freed now if they didn't think, "Whoa, better do something." If everyone went, "Oh, well, we better not," because they're smart. You know what I mean? Now stand up and fucking bitch slap the slave master. In a peaceful manner, by just disobeying them. Everybody just get together, talk, and go, yeah, why aren't we automating stuff and cutting back our weekly thingy and this money currency going, because it's just a tool and technology. And
it's been an hour. Look,
ask questions. Ask questions. Never stop asking questions. And never mind that, I've got loads of subjects to talk about. I could go on for about 10
you might see him on the channel in a bit. He's uploading his own videos.
Because it's about law and stuff, but yeah, there's many subjects that need to be talked about.
We're going, guys. We've had enough. True Lucifer was created by the VAT I Can. Alice comment, alias comment about Mary above comment. Yes, thank you, Lindsay. True Lucifer. I think I am tripping. What's going on with the picture? Yes, Jesus. Just trying out. There's little video effects we can do. That one is called Dream. Lucid dreams about reality and illusions. You're not in the reality.
It's like your Happy Mondays. It's like some Happy Mondays video.
We need help. You need help. Together we'll help each other.
I need an haircut.
Let's go. Sheffield says goodbye, good night, God bless. Jesus Jones is laughing. Lindsay's laughing. We're all laughing. True Happy Mondays video. Sunshine.
No, that's Oasis.
See, I was a technical. Oh, the shame. Oh.
Gonna stamp out your fire. Change your desire. That's the one.
You're the man.
Don't let him make you forget you're the man.
You're the man, not the straw man. Don't be the straw man.
Change your desire.
Fool's Gold. I did like Fool's Gold. See, I redeemed myself.
Stone Roses. You after me? Just leave him alone. Don't. That's Stone Roses. I truly know. Happy Mondays.
I was a hardcore drum and bass and Mickey Finn and Carl Cox. Acid
I remember
House,
such things as
Sasha, John Digweed, they were me, not so much the Stoners music. I was too hyperactive to chill out as a teenager. Do you think this energy was any less? Oh, wow. So, yeah.
What were they called?
Peace and love, guys. Thank you for your interaction. We've had £1,000, £111 donation. 1111 donated to me. Can you imagine when that landed? Thank you to the kind member for that. It's in the public fund. Total 1,470. We're looking at possibly getting a van through a donation as well. A van in every city would be excellent, but that just, you know what I mean, we haven't got, how many cities are there?
Get chatting.
How many capitals
Get
are
chatting.
there? Shut up. Yeah, local communities, common unity, pop-ups, stuff like that, you know.
I seem to talk to people.
That's what you need.
A lot of people don't
We'll
say
be back.
crazy.
There's lots to do. There's lots happening. Check the videos, the links, the websites, and look after yourselves. It's a very bad connection. 1 hour and 13.
Think about your choices.
Choices.
It's the most powerful thing you've got. I'm telling you. Can put you in a box, can put you in a thingy, but they can't make you think something different. If you
Buy
don't want
books,
to.
research. Don't just use Google. DuckDuckGo. Start using Google. Don't believe everything people say. Research for yourself. Source it. And don't get into stuff that you haven't researched thoroughly. Come and ask us for advice. You know, we'll talk about it, we'll study it, we'll tell you what's worked, where we're at, what remedies we've had. One of the admins is looking at making a court appearance and being very, very brave in SPLs regarding fake paperwork, fraudulent summonses. It is a very, very big risk, but if anybody knows how to try and take this cartel and this private corporation by the gingangules, then it'd be one of our admins or someone from an admin on a group or a private portal that is, you know, in the lawful rebellion, common law, not free man. Don't use the word free man. You are freeborn. You are freeborn on this planet, and you are then registered with the General Register's Office. Then you are no longer free. So there's a limited amount of time that you are a free spirit. You can classify yourself now as a free spirit, but your legal requirement is the minute the state assume and presume, and the assumptions and presumptions we've talked about. Alongside the maxims of equity, their systems we know, but they are that you are one of the same, and you are taking the public liability for that persona.
They presume they've got you licked.
Yeah, they do. Ignorance is no defence. You know, the law is an ass. Equity only helps the vigilant. It comes to those with clean hands. We've got lots of maxims and laws and references. We've explored a fantastic amount. We're 2 years old. That's the other bit. We're 2 years old on the, I think it was the 15th of November. SPOs will be 2 years old when we opened up. I made it when I was following Daniel Bostock, looking at the words acquiescence and estoppel, looking at PCNs and how they was being managed by the Northamptonshire County Court Business Handling Centre, Bulk Business Handling Centre. I've still not learnt it in 2 years. It's brackets, that long a title. Buggery. What's that?
I said brackets, anal buggery.
And there are no courts, there are no judges. Yeah, so we've come a long way. We've done a fantastic day when I found the donation that somebody had actually cared and believed and trusted that much and was grateful for certain things, that they'd made a significant donation, gifted the cause. So we will be looking at setting up a board of trustees, and if you think about it, if you need genuine help now on the landmass England, and you've got a genuine concern and you need backup other than your friends and family, who can you actually call upon? Who is there as a wisdom oath keeper, somebody to educate the police and the officers? There aren't anyone, no organisation, no freestanding, independent wisdom oath keeper. Anglo, shut up! It's so annoying. So you go to the police and the officers, and you go to 999, and you go to barristers, lawyers, the Law Society. This needs to change. You can't go to, it's like these supermarkets, soon there'll only be one. The acquisitions and the stocks market and the fierceness and the competition of the market itself, the seas of commerce, demand that in these battles there is stocks and shares and profits awarded and dividends paid. So things get eaten up and acquired, and slowly there will just be one, and it'll be horrible. So we've got a lot of work to do, and we all know where we are, and we know what we can do within our capabilities, freely and peacefully, intelligently, in a sovereign capacity, in a private capacity, in a capacity under God, in a capacity under the consciousness, in just conscious in itself. Be conscious. What? Hurry up.
If you like,
a lot of chocolate on your biscuit. Join that. Sorry.
If you like, the idea of a technologically resource-based economy which doesn't waste resources, and you like all that, Go and study it, have a look at it, and then go and when these politicians send you them leaflets through the thing saying, come and have a chat, go and have a chat with them, and you'll soon see that they're full of shit and they're not there to help you. An example.
Peace, love and light, we're going.
No, it's a quick point. Jack Fresco wrote Larry King's show in 1974, yeah, and essentially what he's talking about is a cloud. So from 1974 all the way through, that's before I even existed.
It was just a glint in your dad's
before
eye.
I even inhabited this body. So all the factories that built all the tape players, the video recording devices, all them Walkmans, all that shit, could have been on a cloud in first place. It could have been on a cloud. So all them factories that built the stuff that was needed to make the factories that made the all them
tapes,
yeah,
VHS,
just a waste of
Betamax.
resources, all the oil, everything.
I've said this before in a different video. It's repeating. Peace, love and light. It's goodbye from me, and it's
see you later.
Ciao.
Chin chin.
Let's go. Finish. Good night, people. How do I get my private conveyance back then, or compensation for remedy for my loss, or do I just get another one? If so, we call them blenders. They're about 500 quid, and you know, you can lose it. It won't make you cry.
Simple.
So where do I start to make sure it didn't happen again? Counterclaim. So clean hands and feet, laugh out loud. Yes, that's right. It's true, Mandy. So yeah, Andy's laughing. We'll talk later. We'll be in touch. All right. We'll leave comments. You can put some comments on. I will. But we need to go. We're wrapping it up. Ciao. Yes. Stop.